Hi everyone, welcome back to Sashay Away with Barry. I am here. I'm going to talk very quickly about RuPaul's Drag Race. Season 11, episode 8, the Snatch Game. There will be a full recap, but it's not going to happen until this weekend coming up. My friend Roger and I were going to do the Snatch Game together. We couldn't get time together because it was the holiday, and lives just got in the way. And so we are going to do a full recap this weekend of both this week's episode and last week's episode. So I'm just going to do a little quick recap here, talk about a few things. It gave me an excuse to put on my sequins. Yes, because it is sequin on the runway. So I went in and bought my sequins. Ooh, and the chain is hanging in front. Sorry. There we go. Anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about it, but first we're going to talk about our Farm to Runway results. So thank you for those of you who voted on my Instagram page. If you want to play along with our Toots and Boots this week, it is on my Instagram page at The Real Barry Brown. That's TheRealBarryBrown. And you can toot and boot along with us. The results are revealed in the next episode. So Farm to Runway, we had Brooklyn Heights was our winner, with 96% toots. We had one person that actually booted her, and that is Devin, so I'm gonna shout you out. I took snapshots of who booted the winning looks and who tooted the losing looks, just so I could call you people out. So Devin booted it. I actually saw him today, and I didn't bring it up, and I should have. But I don't disagree with his boot, and she looked great, but you know, I didn't really appreciate the organicness of it either, but that's the way it is. And our boot of the week went to Raja D. O'Hara with 95% boot. Again, one person tooted it, and that was Jonathan, and I don't know why. I haven't seen Jonathan in a while, so I don't know, but I'm glad that he has his opinions. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, even if I don't agree with it. So that was that. You can see those looks right here. All right, I'm back. And I am talking now about the finale taping. If you are not aware, the finale taping is happening next month on Monday, May 13th in LA. I have bought my ticket. I bought my plane ticket, got my hotel, and I will be at the finale taping again this year. Woohoo! It was a lot of fun last year, so I'm very excited. If you're in the LA area, get yourself a ticket and we can hang out. If you're in the LA area and don't want to go, we can still hang out. I'm going to be there for 3 days. So I would love to see you if you're there. Eric, I'm shouting you out now, because I know you're there. If you want to go, get a ticket. I'll meet you there. You don't have to live in LA. The flights were super cheap. And so let's go and have a good time. I will have a recap from LA, hopefully. I will not be giving away spoilers, because I don't think at that point they will have announced who's top 4, but I will know from being at the finale taping. So I won't give that away. If you really want to know, I will tell you, but no one likes spoilers, really. That's not true. A lot of people do. So that's it. So a few things I want to talk about the Snatch Game episode was at the start of last week's episode, Raja didn't want to read Scarlett's message because she says she's taken up too much time already. So it was even funnier this time when no one even acknowledged Raja's message. They just wiped it away. They didn't even say, we don't want to read it. They just wiped it away and it was gone. No one cared. Sorry, Raja. That's it for you. Evie is stuck in her feelings about being called talentless. And that is not a nice thing to say to anyone. She has talent. Her talent is her personality, and that is what I'm saying right now until I see more. That's that. But she is stuck in her feelings. She thinks judges should be on the judges panel and not competing. And that's that. I mean, I'm not a Silky fan, and you all know that. I am an Evie fan, and you know that. So I am definitely on the side of Evie on this one. Sorry, my tit's falling out. And so I'm really over Silky. I'm resigned that she's probably going to be in the top 4, and now that I've accepted it, I'm fine with it. Let her be in the top 4. And at this point, I'm telling people that I want her to win. I don't really want her to win, but I want her to win so that I don't ever have to see her on Drag Race again. She can't come back for an All-Stars. I'll see her at the next finale when she passes on the crown, and that's it. I don't want to see her. She can have a spin-off. I don't have to watch it. So that's my thought of that. I don't want to see her on Drag Race again. My light went out, so now you can see me in the dark. I do have lights on, so you can still see that. This light on my selfie stick, the battery lasts for literally like 3 minutes. And it's not meant to last long because it's supposed to be just for taking pictures, but I'm trying to do a video. Anyway, you don't care about that. But now you can see me in natural light. It's not so pretty, is it? But you can still see my sequins and glittering. Anyway, the next day they do a little mini challenge. They have to create a self-help book to go along with Ru's book, Guru, available where all fine books are sold or downloaded. I'm not reading her book. I'm not a big fan of self-help books to begin with, but they all do the challenge. Silky wins. I don't agree with it because her book was called Eat It, which is Latrice's saying, not hers. And I know that she calls herself Little Latrice, but it's not true. But she just stole her catchphrase and used it as her book. Who I did think should win, you're gonna be surprised. I actually really liked Plastique. I thought it was funny and creative, and she looked hideous, which was even funnier, and the lipstick on her teeth was making me laugh so hard. I also love Suga's book. I thought it was funny as well. Akiria did really well. Of course, I love Nina because I am a broad just like her. But I didn't think Silky should win. They did give her the most airtime, so it was kind of obvious that she was going to win. That is that. I'm not going through all of them because we are going to do a big detail one. We're going to Snatch Game at sea. And the only reason we're doing it at sea is because Vicaya is the sponsor. They are a cruise, and they're an LGBT plus travel company, but I think they specialize in cruises, and that's why we're doing it at sea. I would have rather they made people do Snatch Game characters that were nautical themed. They could have done Gilligan. They could have done Love Boat. They could have done many things that didn't have to be celebrities. They could have been characters from those shows. But it is what it is. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. They changed the set to say SS Sickening, and Ru wore a sailor suit. Not even a sailor suit. She wore a suit and a sailor cap. Captain's cap, I should say. And that was the only reference to Etsy that we got. So it was clearly just for the sponsor. And, do what you want. I'm drinking soda out of the giant cup, because it is a school night and I drank too much this weekend. So I'm kind of trying to take the week easy, or at least until I go out Thursday night to watch the show. So I'm drinking soda out of the big martini glass tonight. But feel free to drink. I'm not stopping anyone. I'm just cleansing myself because I literally drank way too much Sunday night. I passed out on the sofa, and then I tried to get up and I fell down. So that was my Sunday night. Way to go. Anyway, so they're going to be impersonating a celebrity, playing the game, and making Ru laugh. Those are the only rules. That's the rules. That's it. Most of these queens did not do all three of those things. We get a walk around with Jinx Monsoon. Jinx looked great. I have never been the biggest Jinx fan until I saw her live. And she is super talented. She is super funny. I appreciate her so much more from seeing her live. And I thought she looked great. She was so cinched on this show that I'm not sure she could breathe. But she gave great advice to them. She is a Snatch Game winner doing Little Edie, who is one of my favorite characters ever. If you don't know who Little Edie is, you should check her out. She is in Grey Gardens, the movie. She's also in Grey Gardens, the musical. There is a TV show with Drew Barrymore. and it is worth checking out because she is a character, and Jinx Monsoon did her flawlessly. So she was given good advice around the workroom. I really appreciated it. I'm going to quickly go through who everyone's doing, because again, we're going to talk about it later this week. Silky is doing T.S. Madison. If you don't know her, she used to do trans porn. She used to produce her own porns, and she is a millionaire from it. She bought a giant chateau in Atlanta, and now is a web series kind of thing. I don't know, she had a Vine channel for a while. I don't know if she still does that, but now she has a show with Tiffany Pollard. They do a show together that I believe is a World Wonder production. So T.S. Madison, Silky's gonna do her. Evie's gonna do Whoopi Goldberg. Great. Brooke is gonna do Celine Dion. Nina can't decide between Harvey Fierstein and Joanne Worley. Little fact, Joanne Worley is from my hometown. She used to come to all the shows at my theater, and I love Joanne Worley. I'm also one of those queens that watched all the reruns of Match Game or Math Password or whatever the game was that she was on, so I know her from that as well. But the big thing is that I knew she was from my hometown. Her niece was one of our substitute teachers that substituted regularly, so I have a little connection to Miss Joanne Worley. Vanjie is doing Danielle Bregoli, the Cash Me Outside girl. Great. Plastique is doing lovely Mimi, who I've never heard of. Apparently she's on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and now an Instagram sensation. Don't know her. We didn't get to talk to Suga, but she's doing Charo. And we didn't talk to Akiria, but she's doing Tiffany Haddish. There you have it. That's it. Clea Duvall and Tony Hale are contestants on Snatch Game. I love them both. I think they are great. I enjoyed them on the show. People are saying that they felt like they were uncomfortable, but I don't think so at all. Veep is one of Ru's favorite shows, so I totally get why they're both there. If you listen to What's the Tea with Ru and Michelle, they talk to both of them. And they actually, at the Veep cast, does viewing parties of Drag Race, so they are actual fans. So I appreciate that. Sorry, I'm gonna take a sip. Everyone remember that, Courtney Act? If not, I just look stupid. But she did that on season 6. I'm not gonna talk about the Snatch Game. It was interesting, to say the least. And that's that. On Elimination Day, we got some apologies. Evie apologized to Silky. Silky wanted nothing to do with her. Vanjie apologized to Evie. Evie apologized to Vanjie. And then Vanjie apologized to the whole room. I appreciate Vanjie. She acted like a grown-up and made me very happy. Silky can go fuck herself. Sorry. Ru decided to show off her legs again. She is wearing her outfits from the 90s that she used to wear. Again, she talked about this on her podcast, saying that she's revisiting these outfits. I think it's because she's in great shape because she's doing this Netflix show where she has to be in drag. So I think she's enjoying doing drag again, which makes me happy because I like Ru in drag. I thought this dress was super cute and super sexy. And super short, really, really short. But I thought she looked great. Her hair was giving me life this week. I rag on Delta's hairstyling of her wigs, but this one was amazing. So, so good. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Michelle and Ross are there, and Clea and Tony are there as well to judge the runway. Category is Sequins on the runway. I love that they added on the runway to the runway name when it could have just been category as Sequins, but it's Sequins on the runway. I'm not going to go through them. You can look at all the pictures that are going by right now. because we're gonna put them up on the Instagram at The Real Barry Brown, TheRealBarryBrown. If you are watching this, they are already up. It is, by the time this posts, it's probably gonna be, they're gonna be up until, I'm gonna say 9 p.m. on Wednesday. This is recording on Tuesday night. They're gonna be up 9 p.m. Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. That's 6 p.m. on the West Coast. So you can go onto my Instagram page at The Real Barry Brown and toot and boot all the looks, including RuPaul, for this challenge. And it will be announced this weekend on the next video as to who got the top toot and who got the biggest boot for the runway. We did one already for the performances, and I don't have it with me. It's on my phone, which is recording right now. But I can tell you that the winner, according to the 24 people that voted, was Miss Nina West. She had the highest tally, and the two lowest were unanimous. They got 0 points each, and that would be Miss Brooklyn Heights and Miss Evie Oddly, which is how it all plays out on the show. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it already, sorry. Yeah, they were the bottom of our poll. Those will also be posted here. All right, we're back. Did you look at those pictures? Well, I'm not gonna talk about all the runway looks. I'm gonna say who I really, really liked. Obviously, Sugarcane was phenomenal in that gown. It was gorgeous. It was everything. She has never looked better. I loved her hair tied up in that little chignon. I know that's not how you pronounce it, but I can't pronounce the word. It's chignon? Chignon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a little bun on the side of her head. The flamenco look was fantastic on her. The color was gorgeous. That dress was everything. Way to go, Suga. I also loved Nina West's outfit. She is still my campy queen, and she can do no wrong. I love it. I loved it so much. I didn't understand the flag. I wish she would have said it on the runway what it stood for, but it is the flag of Ohio, which makes perfect sense since that's where she is from. Vanjie wore a bodysuit and a cape. It was awful. Brooklyn came out and was a little underwhelming with her afro and cape thing, and then she whipped it off, and the runway was everything. She did all of her tricks on the runway. It was another little one of her band suits, which we've seen her wear in the orange. This one is in pink, but the boots were fantastic. It was sequins. It was lovely. That hair was rockin'. RuPaul, Michelle, and the whole panel were living their life. It was like they were at a drag show and not on RuPaul's Drag Race. They were having so much fun on this runway. And we never need a runway like this again. I don't want people to think that that's how they're gonna save themselves, because this is a one-time thing, and it was phenomenal. Way to go, Brooklyn. You rocked this runway. Not from your look, just from the way you presented it. I also loved Evie's jumpsuit. I thought it was fantastic. People are giving it hate about it. They don't really like it. The only thing I didn't like about it was her ass hanging out. I didn't need that. The outfit didn't need it. I liked the cutaway on the side. I thought that was enough. But the outfit I really, really loved. The only thing I would have changed I would have made it longer, or I don't know if she had it tucked into those boots, but I would have put the boots underneath and just had like a little booty showing rather than the whole green boot. Plastique didn't wear she didn't wear a corset and panties this week. She wore a corset and pants. Great. I'm not even gonna talk about Silky because I'm gonna get into that when we talk about it in depth. But girl needs to buy some undergarments. That's all I'm gonna say. Plastique and Ikaria are safe. We find out in a bit that Suga, Nina, and Silky are the tops. Vanjie, Brooklyn, and Evie are the bottoms. Silky ends up winning a $5,000 package to Vakaya so she gets to go on vacation. And then she was a bitter winner towards Evie, which was terrible. Nina, Suga, and Vanjie are all claimed safe, and Brooke and Evie are the bottoms. It was pretty obvious. Apparently this runway held nothing towards picking the winners and losers, because if it did, Vanjie would have been in the bottom too. But then we wouldn't have gotten the amazing lip sync that happened. And Silky would not have won in that gown. It would have been either Nina or Suga. They both deserved it more than Silky did, as far as I'm concerned. The lip sync was Debbie Milato's Sorry I'm Not Sorry. This is a staple in drag queens, so when I heard these two were doing it, I knew it was going to be amazing. When they announced that they were the bottom two, I knew that no one was going home. You can't get rid of these two. They are the two front runners, and this could have been the finale lip sync to pick the winner and you would have had to crown them both because they both tore up that stage. This is exactly what I wanted to see. This is exactly what a lip sync should be. It was so good. We're gonna talk about favorite lip syncs when Roger and I talk together, but it might be my top lip sync of both competitors competing. There are better ones that I think that are individuals that I prefer, but together they were fantastic. It beat out the Tatiana and Alyssa Edwards Shut Up and Drive, which I love as well, but it beat them out. It also beat out Raven and Jujubee's Dancing on My Own, where they sobbed, broke my heart, but this one topped that as well. Those are probably the top three double lip syncs that are fantastic for me. There may be others. Cameron and Eureka, the double save was not. And that's what I say about that. I don't want to go into it too deeply because we're going to talk about it in depth when Roger is here. Next week, though, we're going to have a challenge called the LAPD with Fortune Feimster and Cheyenne Jackson. They are going to be a part of the challenge. And then on the judges panel, I think it was just Cheyenne Jackson and Natasha Leone. And I think it's an improv/acting challenge. I'm not sure if it's scripted or not. That's why I'm saying improv. So we shall see. I haven't watched the preview for next week yet before I did this, so I don't really know. But that's, I don't know if I said I was going to post the runway looks on here, but I will do it now. So you can watch them at the end, and then I'll talk about them next week. La 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 la. That's it. Thank you all for tuning in. This was a quick one. Like I said, I wanted to go through it quickly just to get it over with and that I did not forget you. But there will be an in-depth one into the Snatch Game coming up this weekend when Roger and I get together to talk about both episodes of this week's. So I love you all. Follow me on Instagram at TheRealBerryBrown. Go toot and boot. Again, it will be up till 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday to get your votes in. I'm also have a Facebook page called RuPaul's Drag Race Sashay Away with Barry, and you can find all kinds of information about Drag Race there, as well as local drag queens here in New York City, or anything else I can find on the internet that comes my way. But for now, I'm gonna say goodbye to you all, I'm gonna take another big drink of my giant martini glass and say goodbye. Bye! Hi everyone, I am back. I am in a different outfit. I've changed. I'm not longer in sequins, but I forgot a very important part of my video this week, and that is talking about the Easter Bonnet Parade here in New York City on Sunday. My group of friends, we did the Easter Bonnet Parade again. There were 8 of us. We did a pride theme, and I want to show you all what we did because I'm super proud of my friends. I love them. We are all superstars. We are celebrities here in New York City on Easter. I was on the news on New York 1 and NBC, and we are in all the papers. We are on Gothamist. You can go and check them out, or you can just go to Facebook and find them. They are all there. But here is everyone, their picture of their bonnet, and then a picture of me wearing their bonnet, because I put them all on, because that's what I love to do. First up is Sulo Seaman. She did a Keith Haring rainbow egg bonnet. It is lovely. It is super light and super smart for her to do. And I'm glad that she came back to us. We haven't had her with us for a few years, so I'm glad she's back this year. Next was Kate Richardson. She made an amazing wedding cake, also decorated with Keith Haring logos. She painted them by hand, and it is stunning. Gorgeous, gorgeous cake. One of my favorite things that she's ever made, and her bonnets are always fantastic, so that is saying a lot. Next was Julie Blutstein. She did an Ally is a Verb theme. She is our straight girl, and we love her, and having her around, her bonnet was fantastic. She did this amazing black and white pattern on her hat out of duct tape, and I was in love with it. And then the hat turned out really, really well. After that is Christian Fontanel. He is my boyfriend and roommate. Some of you took issue with me calling him my roommate last week, but I did say roommate and boyfriend because that is what we are. We are not partners. We don't own a business together. We are not husbands because we've never been married. You could say it's common law marriage because we've been together for 9 years, but we're not married. So he's my boyfriend. But he made a beautiful gay wedding cake with boys on the top and then all kinds of Barbie heads all around. It was delicious, and I loved it. Next is Sue Doster. She did a 50th anniversary Stonewall hat. It is the 50th year. We are celebrating World Pride here in New York City, so we started off. That's what gave us our theme this year. I'm gonna fix my hair because it's hanging in my face. And it is fantastic. Sue Doster is also one of the ones that has been doing it with me for the last 11 years. I think she and I are the only two that are still with it for 11 years. So I loved her hat. It was super cute. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Next we have Sherry Rays. She did a It's Raining Men hat, and it is an umbrella hat, which is super cute. And it has men raining all over it. There were lights. Love it, love it, love it. Sherry was a new addition last year, and I look forward to having her with us every year going forward now. Finally, Renee Richardson. She did a family hat, and it had a giant Easter bunny on it. Renee had our tallest hat this year, and it was super cute, super creative, super fun, and I love Renee so much. Renee, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I left you out 1 year. It wasn't my fault. I promise it wasn't my fault. But I love you, and I can't wait to have you back again next year for next year's theme, which I'm not going to tell anyone what it is yet. And last is me. I did a Stonewall bonnet. I spelled out the word Stonewall with all different pride flags, and then I created a little diorama on top. and then posted some pictures from the original Stonewall in 1969. Renee had the tallest hat. I had the widest hat. It was 4.5 feet wide, and I balanced on my head for about 3.5 hours on the streets of New York City. So enjoy. Bonneteers, I love you all. If you want to join us, please do. If you're in New York for Easter next year, come hang out with us. We go to brunch afterwards and get drunk. I told you I drank too much this weekend, and that is why. But I love these Easter bonnet people. Have a good time. Enjoy the show. Bye.